We're going to DC. I'm sorry.
Oh no, let's finish.
Thank you.
We're
Let's finish
not
the Marvel.
finishing. We're not finishing. You're not doing
Things
that to me again. We did it the other day. You're not making me go through all of them. You
there's
can't.
stuff coming up, man. The Star Wars stuff. You can't do
What
that to
Star
us.
Wars stuff? We went past it. You weren't
We just
here.
went past the Star Wars stuff and you
Where
didn't
were
There's
care.
more
you?
left. There's more
There's no
left.
more left.
Not
Trust
for
me.
you. There's no more left.
So
Not for you.
we have Shade the Changing Man from DC.
We don't need to see that.
And he collects his this is second part, volume two. So it's from 27 to 50. So there you go.
Wow. No, no. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Shade the Changing Man collects Shade the Changing Man. Shade the Changing Man actually collects Shade the Changing Man. Isn't what a concept, right? Shade the Changing Man is actually in the omnibus. There's no ancillary titles, even though we see Zatanna right there. What is the book about? Oh, Shade the Changing Man.
Well, now for some reason they're Bleeding Cool is putting everything in one thing, not the way they did the Marvel stuff. So we have a Hellblazer one that has his some stories from his arc, and then two, one shot, and then a miniseries, a two issue miniseries. So not much else outside of what's there. And
The
then
Brits, they love Constantine. I've never
He's a
understood
Brit. He's a cheeky Brit. It's hard to
the Brit part.
resist, right?
Brit part. That's what they like. Zatanna. I was just telling PD, this is one of the ones I wanted to see in terms of the omnibus, and boom, DC. Of course, we have the bug in my house, and so they're listening and say, "Yo, we're gonna make the Santa for this, brother."
so it's all Paul Dini's
All
stories
Denny's.
with Zantana. I would hope they would try to force fit the Grant Morrison thing in there to get more, but nope, this is not that. This is just Paul Dini's Zantana stuff.
Let me see what we're getting here. Detective Comics 830. Okay, I remember that. Fair enough. Zatanna, cool. Black Canary, nah, I'm not too sure about that. If that's a stretch because they're taking that particular story out, but it was a Denny story, and then we get the action. Everything else, fine. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine.
So
But just
we're
not for like
seeing
we
the
got to pad
same.
this out.
So you're saying you like the omnibus that's really consistent to the character or the writers or the story, not
Well,
trying to force fit
especially
all of them in there, right?
I there's a big difference between an omnibus that's 1,000 pages and it's about Nightwing, and it's an omnibus where like okay, 500 pages is Nightwing and everything else is whatever we could find that had Nightwing on a cover or something, and we can try to give you that. And it doesn't even if I have no problem if there are other stories and somehow they tie into the main title because this is stuff that was going on with the character, or there's some classic interaction with the character and somebody else, and these things at the time period are still cool. But just like, hey, we need to get 1,000 pages together. What can we get from the regular title? And is there anything else that we can throw in here, to justify it? No, I'm not for that. I'm not for that at the end of the day, because you don't need to do an omnibus for that. You could just do some trade paperbacks at the end of the day, make it a lot cheaper, and get these guys to get guys to come out that way. The omnibus thing is supposed to be a prestige format. If you don't have the material for it, you really shouldn't do it. Which is another reason why the absolute editions for me just as stands as top tier, because you don't get that type of stuff there.
You have the Nightwing omnibus, volume two of Tom Taylor's classic run of Nightwing. It's only
Sorry.
600
That,
pages.
that's fine. That's fine. If you got, I mean, the stuff they have with the Titans, see, Titans you could actually get away with a lot more because it's Titans. So you could throw some Nightwing stories in there, some who's this guy?
Beast Boy.
Beast Boy, some Beast Boy stories in there, something with Starfire, Cyborg. It's Titans, so you can throw all those type of things in there. But I shouldn't go to the night. I shouldn't go to the Nightwing omnibus and find Cyborg issues 1 through 4 because Nightwing made a guest appearance in there. That's not what should happen. I mean, look at the collects Nightwing 101 to 118 and Nightwing Annual number 1 2022.
It
Yeah,
is,
look at this. You go to the Titans, and it collects Nightwing 101 to 104. Come on.
but it's
Mm-hmm.
connected to
Yeah,
what's going on here,
I
though.
just
But he
said
didn't
that. I
substantiate
just
what
said
happened.
that's fine.
Yeah,
I
he
said
already
that
says
just I
that.
said that's fine. That means you weren't even listening to me.
It's not
What are you doing? No,
now.
you're over here doing something. You're over here like doing your taxes or something. You're not even looking at the screen half the time. What are you doing?
It's fine. My point is, I don't want to pay for the Nightwing and then wow, oh wow, I want to get the Titans and I'm already getting some of the exact same thing I already had in it. I don't see the point.
Oh,
There was no need to put
you
the
wasn't
Nightwing
saying
in.
any of this stuff when we were at Marvel side. We weren't saying none of this.
We were not. We look. Disney has a.
No. See, here's where you would run aground on that because Titans is a team book. Because Titans is a team book, you can get the Nightwing stuff in there because actually Nightwing 101 to 104 and the other issues, the Titans guest star in all those issues.
No, I read the books.
So that was contributory towards the Titans. Then you're going to have Titans 100, rather Titans 1 to 115, and there's a whole bunch of story over there that's not going to make sense without the Nightwing stuff. So that works,
It's crossover. I
and it's
don't
a
know.
te- and it's a team book. But then when you look over at Nightwing, what are we getting? We get pure Nightwing. Why? Because Nightwing can carry an omnibus on his own.
Right.
What you got to say? That's what I thought.
We got Suicide Squad, which is volume 2 of the classic series. Right? And it's
Oh wow, we got Dark Crisis Omnibus. Yeah, baby.
Here we go. We're down the
Got
drain.
Flash by Joshua Williamson.
So we had Flash by Joshua Williamson. I would have swore it was a black guy, but it's not. But it's Flash run and many stories from Flash. And then
I'm gonna tell him you said
that. And then we also have Dark Crisis.
I mean, especially it has been.
Make sure there's no these ads popping up.
Oh, whoa! Dark Crisis got its own omnibus.
Yes.
Hang on. Let's see what's in here.
Wow,
I mean, this is something I would never buy.
Dark Crisis, only 7 issues, but then the crossovers, right?
Yeah, I guess yeah. This would be in line.
Crisis.
This would be in line.
Yeah.
Your logic.
Whoa, 992 pages.
Yep.
Nightwing was 600 pages. Dark Crisis, 992 pages. And this was a 7-issue limited series. And everything else, these are just the tie-ins. The tie-ins and crossovers.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting Secret Wars 2 and the crossover all in one book. What are you saying? We're hearing a lot of chewing while you're talking. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Thing.
Well, finish eating, and then we can come back. I'm sorry.
You want to doing shows and you eating and you want to complain? Oh my God!
I wasn't talking. You were just complaining about me eating while I was waiting my turn. So what are you saying, sir?
I think Dark Crisis is a great thing. I think this is going to sell. I think people are going to run out and go get it because finally you have that whole Dark Crisis together. I know some people have some questions about its, but there's no questions. It's pretty good. Let's go forward.
Okay.
He likes you read Dark Crisis and you thought that was pretty good?
I don't know if did you read it?
He's just smirking over here now.
Or do you want to read it? It's all in one volume.
I read the first series, the first the beginning of it.
Okay, so then we have Batman by Chip Zdarsky.
960 pages.
Here you go.
And let's see what we got here. We got Batman 125, 138. I don't know. I don't know. Catwoman, Batman Urban Legends, Batman Catwoman, The Gotham War, Battle Lines, Batman Cat. Yeah, this is a lot of non-stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're padding this one out. You see what they're doing with that one, right?
Oh, don't see it at all.
Okay, you got Batman 125, 138. Batman could easily carry this book on his own, but they want to reserve that so they can keep putting out more omnibuses with Batman. So we'll cut back on the actual Batman issue content, and then we can pad it out with all this other stuff right over here. So that way we can keep this going even longer.
You're such a
we don't need this other stuff.
No, I think it's perfectly fine.
Oh, really? Okay, let's look at let's look at this one over here. Batman by James Tynion, Omnibus, Volume 2. Batman, what do we get of actual Batman? Okay, we get Batman 52, Batman 106 to 117. We get Detective Comics 1027. That's the only issue of Detective Comics that we're getting. Now we're going to what limited series? Batman Black and White, The Joker, Batman Secret Files, The Gardener. Really? See, all this other stuff is just to pad it out so they can continue to put out volumes on this. You could easily do a volume on Batman by himself.
Volume 2 of the omnibus. So that means the first one was popular the way it was quote unquote padded. So like, if you go back and go past
Well,
this,
this
there's
was more was it James Tinian stuff? Some more.
another. It just shows you the popularity of the Batman stuff. Another Batman. 760 pages.
Whoa, look, but right here, look, 760 pages. Collects Batman Urban Legends 1 through 16 and nothing else. And nothing else. They're padding it out.
I don't even know what you're talking
about. Then we have Justice League Elseworld.
Super Cheetah.
Huh?
Superman Elseworld?
This is Justice League Elseworld.
Justice League.
Justice League Elseworld.
So it's a whole bunch. It's going to be anybody who's on the Justice League that they can throw in here.
So this when we first were looking at this, I didn't understand Kingdom Come and Golden Age being in here. So now it's just multiple miniseries. I thought
they snuck Kingdom. Yeah, they snuck Kingdom Come into this for legitimacy.
And the Golden Age is in there. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff mishmash. Now the next one.
Whoa. They've got Commandy at Earth's End 1 through 6 in here.
Yep.
How does that work?
It's just Elseworlds. But it's
okay.
Justice League, and it has multiple characters. Well, actually, Superman shows up in there, so that's why this is in there. So, hey, the Justice League guys, let's throw them in there.
1,240 pages for a Superman omnibus. Come on, man.
This is all by David Michelini. All of his Elseworlds that he did.
What do you mean? The Batman omnibus is 1376. You got a problem with that?
Why are you nitpicking, bro? Why are you nitpicking? Come on, man.
Now the Batman one, this one has Gotham by Gaslight, some classic stuff by Doug Lynch and Kelly Jones. So all of their dark Batman and the vampire stuff is in here. All the stuff with Gotham by Gaslight and the Master of the Future, which is another from Gotham by Gaslight Batman. And then also have Batman Houdini, who's also, so it's like a mixture of those two with a couple other things thrown in there, like the blue, the gray, and the bat. I think that's right. Was that by Garcia Lopez or Eduardo? But yeah, it's a bunch of things. There's a little more than what necessarily needs to be in here. But if it was kind of, actually, it should just be maybe just trades of Gotham by Gaslight and the 3 stories that go along with it. I think the Doom that come to Gotham. And then do all of the Doug Mensch, Kelly Jones stuff, because I think they have a good portion. But it is kind of mishmash of stuff.
You're getting practically 2 volumes worth. A really good deal for that Batman.
Oh my God, you're not defending this and then saying there's too much of Superman? I'm sorry.
No, but there's difference.
I'm a fan of this one. And I'm saying this is a little too much.
It's 1,376 pages, Petey.
Split it in half. One half be the Doug Mensch stuff, and the other half be the
they're making their estimation with the price point. They're saying that we don't think this is going to be a 2-volume thing. This is going to be a 1-volume thing. We're pricing it as a 1-volume thing. It's going to be one time, one printing. Get this when it's on sale. Don't wait.
I don't like that.
Volume
don't
1. It says volume.
It says volume 1.
I mean, there's going to be another volume.
No, not if all the stuff is in here. Look at the price point. This is 1,376 pages. This is 1,300. This is 1,376 pages. If they wanted to do 2 volumes, they could have easily cut this in half, lowered the price to $100, did volume 1 and volume 2. They're saying no, we don't think this is going to be. We don't have enough material, okay, to draw people out for 2 volumes. This is going to be 1 volume. It's going to be 1 shot, and it's going to be $175 price point. If you get it, then if you let it sell out, this is easily going to be a $400 book. Don't let it sell out on you. What is the big in this Elseworlds right here? What's the big draw? What's the big Elseworld Batman story here?
Batman by Gaslight, Dracula?
No, that's not it. They're using Kelly Jones, so it's got to be the Batman Dark. It's all of the vampire stuff. So Dark Batman, Dracula, Red Rain, and the Dark Joker. That's all of the Bloodstorm. Those are all of those, that's what they're leading with. They're not saying Mike Mignola, and I don't think they're not even saying him in the list of the creators. They're only mentioning Doug mentioned Kelly Jones, so they're kind of leading with those volumes, and they also have Gotham by Gaslights in there, which is
There's more to go.
Huh?
There's more to go. So I think this is definitely just a
I don't
starting
know that
point.
there's that much more to go. I know that there's might be another thing by Steve Niles and Kelly Jones, which is a dark Batman that came out recently. But how much more? They stopped doing
Plus,
Elseworlds. What are they gonna
the
do? The
problem,
Batman
I mean, if
Damned?
there's
if
so
there's more to go, because they included stuff in here that doesn't need to be here if there's more to
Yeah.
go. They included Catwoman, they included Robin. You don't need to have that if there's more to go. You can put that in the volume too.
look, we'll agree to disagree. Scroll down. Let's keep on going because we don't want to get into hate here.
That's the same thing people say
Yeah.
when I'm debating and they're losing. That's the same. Let's move on. Let's move on.
No,
So
I'm
the
PD
the
spot, so
bleeding
I'm trying
cool thing takes a while, so you know how slow this thing is. Good lord. So
to
we had the Teen
another
Titans, very good. Teen Titans Omnibus
volume.
Volume 2. Must buy. Must buy.
Mother Blood, Mother Mayhem, Sister Serenity, Omega Man, Batman.
Yeah,
I think it's
all good.
Church of, that's going to be good.
Then
Wonder
we got
Woman.
Wonder Woman. This is the period where
Problem,
he was just
What?
right.
Hold on, just for a second. I just want to see what the issues are. Do they give the issues of what's going to be in the Teen Titans volume, or they just give us they just give a blurb? Yeah, I don't
Nope.
see any issues. Okay.
And then, but also it has up to because it's Jim Apparel, so it has the crossover between Titans and what's those guys and the Outsiders. So it definitely has that in there, and maybe ending where Robin gives up his costume. So anyway, we get to Wonder Woman Volume 2. This is the period where he was writing. It's up from 25 to 45, and the Wonder Woman Annual, which Press does a classic story with Mindy, it's a Mayer, Mindy Mayer, her
Mm-hmm.
memorial to her. So she was definitely the favorite of mine in the book, and that's about it. Me.
those are good jobs. Those are good ones, I got to say. Wonder Woman, Titans, solid. You can't go wrong with either one of them.
And Legends with the crossovers. So we have Legends, and it's the same Jerry Ordway. There's going to be a bunch of the crossovers that happen at the same time. So
The Brainiac,
yeah,
Reborn.
Brainiac. This is the triangle period. The start of it when Perez was on there for like a half a second, so you get to see his stuff.
$150.
What's wrong
I
with
don't-
that? Why are you saying that? What are you giving confident at that?
I'm just saying that seems very expensive. That's it.
Well,
That was
hold on.
7
Hang on.
pages.
Can you scroll back up? Can you scroll back up for a sec?
So
Legend. Okay, this is just the Legends Omnibus. All right, that's fine. 100 bucks is fine for that.
Yeah.
What's in the super? What's actually in the Superman Omnibus? What are the issues? It's 1144, but I'm looking at some of the covers they have here.
89 to 96. Superman between 89 to 96.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot
Sure.
of material.
Yeah, that's I think the Brainiac storyline.
So it gets every Brainiac storyline they did during that period.
Yeah, from 88 to 96. I thought they were gonna. Well, I guess. Hmm. Hmm. But this is Brainiac Reborn, so this is coming out of Crisis. I guess that's how they're gonna play it. And then because you get a new Brainiac under this is like with the early aughts with Jeff Johns. But yeah, that's a pretty good price for the overall issues. I have all this stuff in regular form and I'm not really interested in upgrading to an omnibus for it. I didn't find it that compelling, but still a good price.
What about that cover? You think that cover sells it? I think that they were
But
better.
the Perez cover sells it.
I don't
Which one?
that Brainiac cover with
It's
Superman.
not actually Brainiac. This is a Metello, but it was part of that story.
It says Brainiac, and then they have that.
So then
Who
you're
did
right.
the art on the cover? Who did the art on the
Perez?
cover? I can't tell from that with the Metallo. That's
Yeah,
Perez who did that cover.
That's Perez.
That's a good cover then.
I don't like the cover.
That's a nice dynamic cover. The other two have nothing to do with Brainiac.
No, because they
So
own their own.
they're although they just the way they're working it, they're not doing the same way they did Marvel. They're kind of cheating. They just put them all up at the same time and say, "Here's the next three."
Yes.
So the next three is Superman.
Superman.
Krypton.
New
by
Krypton Saga, 125, 90. Oh man, I disagreed with this whole thing, but I might actually pick this up. In hindsight, I thought it was a stronger story than I gave it credit for initially. And everything you see here is all connected to that one storyline. Let me see if they have. Yep, they got Supergirl, World New Krypton, Manhunter, Flash. Hold on, there's one. Oh, they might actually do. Man, they might do 2 volumes.
Jimmy Olsen #1, special #1.
They might actually do 2 volumes because there was a 4 issue. There was a 4 issue limited series. What was it called? The 100-minute war, and that was the finale of what happens with this particular storyline. So this was actually longer. Oh yeah, they might actually do 2 volumes on this one. Plenty of material, plenty of material.
And
And then
then
we have what?
the
Superman Action Comics by Dan Jurgens. Hey, most of the guys who came on love this stuff, swear by it. So yeah, this is something. This is something they'll want in there. Let's see what we got in here though.
it's the later stuff. It's
Yeah,
from
no, no, they still swear
977.
by Dan Jurgens. This was like Dan Jurgens when he came back onto Superman. Everybody was like, "Thank you. This is a steady hand at the wheel." Except, he decided to make Jor-El evil. I'm not so sure how steady that one was. When I catch up to you, Dan Jurgens, I'm going to ask you about that. Are you happy? Are
Isn't
you
that
happy what they did with them?
wasn't that what's the name? Wasn't that the company though? They wanted to have probably. I don't think he came to them and said, "Hey, let's make Jor-El a bad guy." It could be
He
just
stays
not.
with it though. He stayed with it because when he did a recent issue, what was that? He did a Summer of Superman special, and he was retelling Superman's origin, but he was still with the whole Jor-El is, Mr. Oz, Jor-El is evil. And you would think he would want to like, hey, we can just kind of get away from that, right? So, but again, I'm not 100% sure how much of that was him, how much of that was the company. But when I catch up to Dan Jurgens, I'm going to ask him if this was your idea, how do you feel about how it was executed? And then I'll ask if this was the company's idea, why don't you guys fight harder to tell them we should not be doing this to these characters?
You want them to sit on
Because
the
you're
door?
making Jor,
No,
huh?
go, keep going, keep going. I was like, you want them to lose his job? You out of here, bro.
No, Grant Morrison did that. What happened? Well, I guess Dan Didio wanted him to do the story anyway, and Grant Morrison was kind of like, "No, I'm leaving comics." And he pitched them this idea of what he was going to do with Superman. He was going to turn him into a conservative authoritarian, and Grant Morrison was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And he was like, "No, no, no. If you want to do this, at least let me do it. I'll do it this way, so you can still execute some of these things without turning Superman into some sort of fascist." And then Dan Didio starts smiling. He was like, "Well, that's what I wanted anyway. I wanted you to write it." But it's the same thing when you guys want Jor-El to be evil. Jor-El's soul, his soul value and soul worth is in the fact that this guy is a good and noble father who wants to save his son. That's it. If you turn him evil, then what good is he at the end of the day? They always like to, oh, Jor-El had a secret. He has a secret child. He has a secret this. He has a previous family. He's got all of these type of things. And I'm like, look, we don't find out that Laura was working the strip pole, right? It's all Jor-El. Like, look, just leave him. Just let the guy be what he's supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Superman is the guy who was fortunate to come from 2 great families, not one, but 2 great families. And they want to glorify one over the other, like like, no, we're not going to find out that Ma Kent was over there. Well, I don't, you know what, let me not use my imagination to any further. Just leave the character alone, let him be what he's supposed to be.
I would say the interesting part is the Herculean leap between runs where it's 977 to 1,000, and then somehow it picks back up at 1,051, where they just hop over the Bendis run to go back to go
Hey,
back
can you
to
wait? Did they do that? Did they do an omnibus of the Bendis run?
no, no, I don't know if it's possible, but at the same time, when they didn't talk about Marvel doing, I think Mars we were talking about before. Mars is no, that Marvel's putting out a bunch of Bendis stuff. I don't know if they want to give any more money to who's it to Bendis, but Marvel's definitely do it. So now we
No,
have.
I heard they're gonna do a Bendis run. I heard they're gonna do one.
Oh yeah, okay,
They've had
cool.
Avengers
Yeah,
Ultimate.
it's gonna be for Christmas. You remember those Yule logs they used to make that you could put on the fireplace? So they're gonna wrap the whole thing up. It's gonna be like a Yule. It's gonna look like a Yule log. You know, that's gonna be like the variant, if you will, and then you can just throw that right on the fire and warm up the house.
You
Hours and hours.
he's had several Marvel omnibuses, so and they've been successful. So let's go on. Let's continue,
Oh, this
guys.
is gonna defend. You're gonna defend Bendis?
You're
Okay.
yeah. Why are you gonna defend Bendis and you know the run was trash? Why are you gonna do it?
Bendis, I think he had some good runs. Look, let's get to Legion of Superheroes.
Well, this is post.
75, practically criminal
Huh?
for the 175. Just seems a lot.
Well, this is all the stuff that was coming out around that time, though. You had Valor, you had the Legionnaires, and
Is this a
and
second printing?
Second volume.
volume two.
No,
So
is
they
this
got
a
the
second
first.
printing? I think they did. I think they did this already.
Yeah, it's a new edition. So you're right. It's a new edition.
Yeah, it's a new edition.
So they got this going, and then Mark Wade's Omnibus Volume 3 that has a ton of people. Ethan Van Sciver from what's that stuff?
John
Formerly,
Byrne.
well, John Byrne only has like a couple of short stories in there. I think some it was Jay Garrick stories in there. The Speed Force has it, and then I think Secret Files. Those are the couple of things that Byrne did. So I don't know if that you would sell it on having Byrne in there. But you have the Road to Rebirth for Flash. Gary Frank, Ivan Rice, and Phil Jimenez.
Oh, Jeff Johns, sell out. That's gonna sell out.
Okay, then we have Batman: The Bronze Age. This is this is a collection of stuff. It might be a re-release of different things. So Bronze Age trades. So
Actually, no, I think this is for Batman. I think this is new because they did all the Bronze Age stuff for the other guys like the Justice League and Robin, and then Batman stuff. They started working from the Golden Age, but Batman's made it to the Bronze Age. I mean, he's gotten through Silver. Superman is still waking his way through the Silver Age.
yeah, then this one, the Jack Kirby one, isn't a new edition. It's just collecting all of the stuff he did. For
Yeah.
me, this is a tougher volume because it has some magazine stuff with comic books, and I hate when I see magazine stuff with comic books, and it also has stuff from later periods. So some stuff from the 70s, and then the superpowers is kind of thrown in there too. So it's a very sharp difference in art from Kirby. So it's a lot of stuff kind of slammed in there. And just all right, so we really, I think this is where we can call it, and we can get into the last part of this. Can we get out of this now and go to the
Just
last part?
going
Huh?
down. It's just keep going down. There's not that much left to go.
You know how long we've been doing this?
But you know, just do it,
Justice League Bronze Age New Edition. A lot of them, man, it's tough. This edition has some of the people who recently passed. So we have some classic writers and Gardner Fox. Um, is Rick still alive? He might still be around, but Mike Sikowski, Danny O'Neill's gone, and Lane Redden's gone. But it's a straight run from those issues, 77 to 113, with a forward from Roy Thomas. Bronze Age Teen Titans 2026 edition. It has some Titans back when they were not a big successful title, but it has the classic characters and classic art. Robin Bronze Age. That's all of probably the back. It's probably not just the Batman and Robin stories, but the backup stories with just Robin. So there's a lot of stuff in there. And some DC Comics Presents.
Man, I'm surprised they're doing all that for Robin.
I wouldn't be surprised because they have to probably they're digitizing everything and that thing. They're going back into their catalog and say, hey, we need to digitize all this stuff. And while we're doing that, let's see if we can turn this into something we can make money off of. You know.
Again, I think this is very akin to what they did when the record companies were able to make CDs, and they started releasing these whole catalogs on CDs because it was like fresh, so people were buying them. But then once you did it, there was no reason for anybody to buy. It's like, hey, I've got this at the end of the day. But the fact that they're doing it because for Robin means there's no Robin series. Everything's a backup story or like a solo issue or something of that nature, but they're still culling it all together and putting it in an omnibus form. So I mean, that means that the omnibus format is working for them. It's a good format, but you run into the same thing that they had when they decided to like let Superman be in Action Comics 1. Eventually you run out of material. So what do you do then? Are we going to get repackaged in some new form, like the super omnibus or something? Anytime I see stuff like that, that means that the format is working, but eventually you are going to run out of material.
Okay. So then we have the Joker, Bronze Age Omnibus. And
Yeah, like how many of those you think you can do? I mean, this is a new edition, so this is a reprint, which I guess answers my question. You can just keep reprinting it as long as they want it.
yeah,
Keep going, Petey. Don't
Justice
stop.
League. Nobody. That's not. Come on. Justice League, Silver Age Omnibus.
Keep going.
All right, this is the. We're not doing this. You're not. What is going on?
It's more
Supergirl.
modern Omnibuses at the bottom. If you go all the way down to the bottom, I don't know why you hold up. You got the Batman Golden Age. If you're interested,
That's
Green
a
Arrow.
new
But
edition.
that's not what you
Batman
said.
Golden Age.
Here we go. Catwoman.
Yeah.
Catwoman New 52.
Trash.
Yeah.
It had some good stuff. The art was
Batman
really good.
Detective. This is New
Batman
52, but this is after all of the really big stuff happened. I think
27 to 28. That's Catwoman 27 to 28.
Earth 2, the new 52 omnibus. Okay, we're
there's-
reprinting everything.
That's Mars. That's Mars stuff right there. Where's the good stuff? We're at the bottom. No good
And
stuff. No
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
where's the good stuff?
that was the good stuff. You had 3 Batman related
Earth
titles.
2? You're a fan of Earth 2?
I thought it's just a different point of view. We want to give other people the ability to see,
You read Earth 2 and liked it?
not read all of it. No.
Okay.
And I would say
Those
that actually
Earth
it
2.
does have Francis Manipool still on there. So maybe there's the later part of Francis Manipool stuff on there. So maybe there's something in the detective that you can get, but they're not even highlighting it. So you'd already moved on. All right, so we're out of here.